What's good, LL Nation? It's a great Friday. At least it is here in the Midwest. A nice Indian summer day. Beautiful, man. I'll take it. Lucky Lefty podcast brought to you by Onora Whisky, OnoraWhisky.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhisky.com. And if you're going to drink, by all means, make sure that you drink responsibly. Left is going to be in the place to be. In a few seconds, the Onora boys are back. It's fantastic, man. Don't forget, tonight, if you are in Vegas, Marquee Nightclub, secret word is Irish at the door. Full cover. Don't have to worry about it. Free of charge. If you give the secret word, Malik, Zaire, and other Notre Dame alums will be hosting the party tonight in Vegas at the Marquee Nightclub. Don't miss it. All right. Brought to you by Notre Dame alumni and Rent Like a Champion. Notre Dame alumni and Rent Like a Champion. And if you missed the Rent Like a Champion guys, they were on with us this past Tuesday. Great show. Great memories talking about the Notre Dame program, their favorite games. Don't forget tonight, Marquee Nightclub. If you are in the place to be out in the desert, go party. Notre Dame alumni, players, and the Rent Like a Champion crew at the Marquee Nightclub. Secret word is Irish to get you in the doors free of charge. All right. How are you guys feeling? Question of the day. How are you feeling about this Jacob Lacy situation? Got a little intel, some things we're going to talk about. I don't think because the news broke in the middle of our show yesterday. I don't think my thoughts about it have changed at all. It's a few things I've heard. Shout out to Brian Driscoll for really digging deep into the situation, talking to people on both sides of the fence of the situation, credible sources, and some other things that I've had an opportunity. I think Malik talked to a couple of guys on the squad yesterday. Look, we got a game to play. At the end of the day, regardless of how emotions are, am I kind of miffed at the way it was done? See, my only pushback is why you're announcing it the Thursday before a game. Like you were literally in a bye week, right? So I would have been super cool if the announcement came last Friday or over the weekend. Now, I do understand that for the vast majority of last week, even though it was a bye week, the coaches were on the road recruiting. So maybe certain conversations were had once they got back from recruiting over the weekend, because I think Marcus Freeman said they all got back Saturday. Most of them got back to campus on Saturday. So maybe the conversations were had over the weekend. But like, yo, the Thursday before a game, for it to come out, for you to post on social media, which Malik really didn't like. He never likes the whole transfer portal on social media or a recruit, asking for respect in his decision on social media. Is like you're literally exposing it to the public but yet still asking the public not to have an opinion about your decision. So, ultimately, I didn't have a problem. I thought it was a great business decision. Didn't have a problem at all. There's Left in the place to be. Hey, man, I want to tip my cap to you, bro.
Is that right?
I want to tip my cap. Yeah, bro. I saw something on IG. It made me a little weepy. Because I saw you at the park with your little man in the swing, bro.
Yes, sir.
And I still tell people, dude, for me, there was nothing better than when my daughter started walking to about 3. That was like the best 2 years ever.
Yeah, it's a special time, man.
As a dad, ever. And dude, my daughter was the one that wanted to go to the park every day. Like once she discovered the park, it was like, yo, can we go to the park every day? I'm like, dude, you want to go do the same thing over and over again? Yeah. But it took me back to a time in fatherhood. I was like, yo, that was a dope time.
That's right.
Yeah, I took my cap, dude. But now I'm just talking about the Jacob Lacy situation. Mm-hmm. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized after our show, because, we did it. The news broke during the show. We responded to it immediately on the spot. We both felt like it's not shocking.
No.
Like we get it.
We get it.
Numbers, reps. You want to feature yourself more, business decision. You already have your degree. Yeah, we get it.
No shame in this game.
No, Left, but he was on a bye week, bro. See, this is why are you making this announcement the Thursday before the game?
Well, I mean, it don't matter now. You're on your own schedule. So
yeah, but see, my thing is, dude, you knew this last week. Because you knew you couldn't play another game. Your fourth game.
Oh, yeah, the fourth game. Yeah, the fourth game. Yeah,
the fourth game was 2 weeks ago. So if it's a business decision, like, and from the intel, this has been something that goes back even to last year. This isn't just about this year. This goes back to his reps under the previous regime.
Well, so that's always going to get the ball rolling.
So my thing is, if you're thinking about this, and if that North Carolina game was the thing that pushed this, that pushed everything over the ledge. By the time you got to the end of that bye week, you knew, or you should have known.
Yeah.
Right? Make the announcement.
Definitely should have known.
Make the announcement. Like, coaches get back on Saturday, have a discussion, talk to the family. Sunday, Monday, make the announcement.
Yeah.
Like, you come out Thursday for the game, and I really don't think it will affect how Notre Dame's going to play on Saturday.
No, because
just logistically, it was like, I would have felt better about the logistics if you had just done it 2 or 3 days prior. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. And that's nitpicking on my part. But that was really the only thing that I could find that I felt like was, other than that, I was like, man, I understand.
No, seriously. You understand just because it's like, he only knows, he only has the years he has in college. So a lot of this is you got to move fast. You got to move the right way. And you got to move, urgently. Mm-hmm. So I think for him, trying to squeeze the most out of his last Notre Dame experience is probably why it's a late transfer or a late, notice on it. But I think at the end of the day, he's going to be able to put himself in a good position. Notre Dame can put themselves in a good position with the depth chart, getting younger guys reps. So this is not a team phasing type of transfer. It affects the D line from a depth perspective, but these young guys are ready, man. These young guys are ready to play.
Yeah, I agree, bro. It is something that, and I'm not sure. Look, I guess the top guys, which are Howard Cross and Jason Adamiola, are getting like 40 plays a game, 45 plays a game. Is, is that a lot for an elite? Because I'm just thinking, is that really a lot of plays for an elite defensive lineman? Like,
Not one that's winning awards and stuff.
that's what I'm figuring. Like, okay, like if you're a dude, you should expect to play 40 to 45 snaps a game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
first team, Isaiah Foskey has to play 40 to 50 snaps a game.
Yeah.
Period. Like I don't even want to see his backup more than 15 snaps.
No, that's true.
15 and 20. So I think his average was right around 9 to 10 this season. And you get to transfer Chris Smith in, who was around 9 to 10 snaps. We saw the last two games, Gabriel Rubio has gotten snaps. And then you have Jason Onye and Tyson Ford pushing the youngsters. Look, I totally get it. It's just a really smart business decision. There's really nothing for Notre Dame fans to feel either way about. It's the business of football now. College football is as much as you want it to be about your school and your tradition. When it gets down to it, for these young men, it becomes a business decision at some point.
Well, it's a business decision now with this NIL stuff. When it involves money, you know, you can't even be mad at a person for trying to do the best thing for their interest, you know.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So once again, Lacy, and I'll say this: the staff is still trying to get him to stay.
Yeah, of course. If you're gonna be around campus, hey, knock on your door. You good? You need something, man? Let's just talk about this.
Yeah,
I think Marcus Freeman's a good transfer suicide preventionist, or what they say. Don't step off the ledge. He get you to step
right.
off the ledge. He know how to talk you off the ledge on a transfer specialist like that. So, if you hang around there too long, Marcus Freeman get a hold of you. You know he's gonna drop one of them speeches on you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to leave.
Thank you for Chris Warroka.
He's only leaving because he thinks he has an NFL future.
Well, what else is he supposed to think?
And he got his degree. I'm telling you, once you get your degree, you like, I can have another recruitment cycle anywhere I want to go. I got the leverage of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Let me just try somewhere else for a year, be the man. It's I understand,
Well, I'll say this. I think he does have an NFL future. Because I think the same narrative existed about Jamion Franklin.
Yep.
When he transferred. And when he transferred to Duke, and everything, continued prayers to him and his family and what he's had to battle through with his mom and cancer. And now he's on the draft boards.
Yep.
Because his last two seasons at Duke. And Jacob Lacy is looking for that same opportunity to be able to go to another university and shine and show that he can be that 40 to 45 play guy and get on draft boards. But I mean, that's up to him. Just like it was up to Jamion Franklin.
Yep.
Once he left to put in the work and produce, he did. Jacob Lacy has the same opportunity in front of him. And like I said, man, I bid him all success.
That's right. All success, no hate. I think it's a good opportunity, man. Just a good opportunity for the guy to find the best fit. I think especially after your freshman, sophomore year where you get off of the transfer, get off the red shirt, You got to start thinking, is this the right fit? Sometimes it's a development where it's like I need a year of weight room, a year of just being in college football. Other times is, do I fit in this scheme? Do I fit in this offense? Because a lot of coaching changes that happen with the transfer portal being open. You get an opportunity to, okay, coach leaving, he ain't said nothing to us, he just dipped out right before the season. I got these options, you know what I'm saying? These are good fits of coaches that I used to have good relationships with. Let's keep those lines of communication open. I think it's just one of those things to where it's getting more and more business like, less and less frivolous. So you got to be smart about it, or the time's going to pass you up and you're not going to have anywhere to transfer, and you're going to be too late in the process. And that's why the transfer portal got a lot of guys out there stranded.
So let's try this again. Chris Waworka. As a player, Malik, do you go to the coach to discuss these things?
You go to the coach to discuss your frustrations. I think it's one of those things that you can't tell a person everything, because coaches got a lot of pull on things too. So I think it's not about burning bridges, it's more about communicating and telling them what they need to know, because at the end of the day, they doing what they need to keep their job. You got to think these is high figured paying jobs. You just, lines of communication got to be there so that everybody can win in the situation. So yeah, I would talk to coach and be like, hey man, this ain't working for me. And now that the transfer portal is open, anybody can jump in that thing anytime. Coaches are going to be more responsive, in my opinion. They be like, either hire by, or deal with it or don't, and then you'll get your answer. But I think there's opportunity on both sides now. It's a little more even to go about the business side of college football, but you never want to burn into relationships.
Yeah, that's true. And once again, the coaches are trying to attempt to get him to stay. It is, from what we've heard, it's disappointment because of the lack of opportunity that's seen by Jacob, especially after, playing great against Wisconsin and then not getting a lot of reps, having 2 sacks, against Cal. And then I'm down to 9 snaps against North Carolina. It's just the inconsistency. And, I think in the report that BD put out, he mentioned that the communication is surfacey, which is funny, right? Because we just heard Marcus Freeman, in referencing the wide receiver group, talk about how he has been telling players, don't come to talk to me about your playing time. Go ask your coach why you're not getting reps. Go ask him. And if you go ask your coach and you don't feel like you're getting a straight up honest answer, that might make some people feel a certain way. Yeah, I think that was like your biggest issue, right? Not the fact that you weren't playing. It was like the way things were being conveyed.
It's the worst.
That's right. Right.
I think for these guys, it's just going to be important that you got to know what you want to do. Always say, if you don't have a plan for yourself, someone's going to have a plan for you, no matter if you want to or not. So if you don't have a plan on what you want to get out of this college football thing, if you want to leave, not leave, you want to talk to the coach about it or not talk to him, you got to have a plan to execute on your end. If not, you're going to leave yourself open to these broad, vague, unanswered type of strategies they throw out there, and keep you in perpetual frustration. So it's better to just, make a plan and move on it, as opposed to hoping and wishing they'll give you all the answers, because they probably won't.
My thing is, bro, Notre Dame is a different school. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Notre Dame is
When you talk to these kids, it's not. I don't want to sound disrespectful because I'm about to say something that comes across the wrong way, and I'm really not trying to say that. Notre Dame has a really great collection of young men from different backgrounds that share one thing, and that's an intelligence that goes beyond giving them bull crap.
Yeah.
Like if there is a locker room or one of the few locker rooms that you as a coach, in my opinion, can be honest and say, yo, this is what it is, whether it's scheme, X's and O's, effort, whatever it is. I feel like the Notre Dame locker room is like, yo, I can be free in conveying what really needs to be said. Because this locker room can handle it.
Yeah.
So, and at that point, if you're upset about your reps, bro, I don't know what can really be said to make you feel better. Like, I don't care how the coach explains it. It's not changing the fact that you're not getting reps. That's not changing your situation.
Not changing your situation.
All right, because you're putting in work, you're playing hard, you're doing your best. I assume you're doing your best. So what can be done in a few practices that's going to take you from 10 snaps to 30 snaps? That's 20 snaps.
That's 20 snaps.
You got two dudes in front of you. Like, I understand you might want it conveyed a certain way, but what is it really going to change?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to make the same business decision, regardless of what's said.
Yeah. That's true.
So, look, difficult situation. I did hear that, we can say this now, bro. This goes all the way back to the Marshall game. That there were some rumblings along the defensive line. The defensive linemen had issues with the coaching and all of this stuff. And I remember being on a post-game show and pretty much saying, I don't want to hear about Al Washington. Like, you Isaiah Foskey, dude. If you don't know how to pass rush, there's something wrong with you. Do you really need a defensive line coach right now to tell you how to rush the passer?
Yeah.
You've been here for 4 years, my dude. 4 years you've been here. You should be able to coach yourself. You should have counters, all of that.
Yeah.
At this point.
At this point.
Right. So you can sit up here and talk about how you're being used, this, that, and the other. All I know is the first 2 games when you were asked to put your hand in the ground and get to the quarterback, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. That's not coaching.
It's not coaching.
That's not coaching. Drew Pine comes out, starts, killing worms with his first couple of throws. That's not on Tommy. That's not on Tommy. That's on him. That's why he went viral. Like, do your job.
Yeah, do your job.
Do your job. The first 2 weeks, the defensive line didn't do their job.
No.
They didn't do their jobs.
And we lost.
And people wanted to start pointing the finger at the coach. That ain't on the coach, man.
No.
That's not on the coach. It's not on the coach. One can say conceivably that the rest of the team collectively put that game in the hands of the front 4 with a lead late in the 3rd quarter against Ohio State. Go make plays. If that D-line makes plays, stopping the run or getting to C.J. Stroud, you might have a different outcome. Same can be said late in the game against Marshall.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's including the mistakes that were made offensively.
That's true.
Not excusing Tyler Buckner.
Yeah,
was
we're not excusing
awful.
Tyler Buckner.
Awful. Awful. Not letting them off the hook.
Mm-mm.
It's just like, dude, these rumblings have been there all season. Whether it's like, our new coaches come in, they ask you to do something different.
Yeah, that every time they ask you, whenever you changing over to something, it's different. Like if you had an office and you had Mac, and then the new office people came in, they went to PC. The first couple of days, you're gonna be like, these controls look different.
Right. It's like playing, for me, I hated playing any game on Xbox. Because I'm a PlayStation dude.
PlayStation dude.
But the buttons are literally the same.
Literally the same, but it's different.
It's just different. And it's really mental. It's the same game.
Same game.
Same buttons, located in the same position. Just a different platform. You know what I'm saying? So, dude, the art of shedding a block and making a tackle is the exact same.
That's right.
The art of pass rushing and getting to the quarterback is the exact same. It's the same at the core. All this little stuff that you want to whine about that's different. Well, Coach Elston told us to do it this way. Like, dude.
Dude, stop.
I don't have time for that.
Because if it worked, he would be here.
I'm telling you, man. Are you PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm PlayStation dude all the way.
Yeah, I'm a PlayStation dude. That Xbox, I couldn't get with it.
It felt like it wasn't my cultural liking. Like all my friends had PlayStation.
Especially when they started to blend the games, right? Because it used to be exclusively certain games would be on certain consoles.
Right.
Right? Did you ever rock that Sega, because the 2K series started on Sega Dreamcast? Most people don't realize that. The 2K series for football and basketball started on Dreamcast.
I was on Dreamcast, and then I was right in the beginning of GameCube. So it was Dreamcast and GameCube. Or it was Dreamcast and Game. So I was no, it was before GameCube. What was right after Dreamcast? It was another one. It was like first gen PlayStation, right? One of those.
I think PS2.
Dreamcast and PlayStation.
PS2 was right after Dreamcast.
Yeah, so I was coming out of the Dreamcast in the PS2. So I was towards the end of Dreamcast, but I had the last Dreamcast. We used to play it at school. That's how I knew about it. It used to be a Spyro game and the Crash Bandicoot game. We had them too.
Another question of the day. What's your favorite platform? What's your favorite video game platform? Mine will always be 3. Because that's the last thing I played NCAA on, bro.
Yeah, no, true.
So for me, it's always, that's the last thing I played NCAA on. So
I'm not gonna lie, I like the PS5. The Madden is great. All I play is Madden and like a couple RPGs here and there, I have a secret YouTube channel where I put all the games I play on Madden on there. So
dude, I think PS3 was the first time I started playing Tiger Woods too.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first time. PS3 was kind of special. Dude, they had a college baseball game on PS3 too. PS3 was like, they started bringing out everything. They had college baseball, college basketball, college football, Tiger Woods. That was pretty much like the explosion of games. I think NBA Live was still rocking.
Oh, yeah.
2K series, yeah. Because once the 2K series came over from Dreamcast, yeah. The worst thing they ever did was add that dunk contest. Do you remember when they had the dunk contest in NBA Live? Yeah, you could actually do dunks.
Yeah, and it was hard though.
It was hard. It was like, man, this is the best, worst thing ever.
It was like the Madden combine. We had to run the 40 and do the things with the sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. Or do the bench press with the controller. Yeah, that was tough.
Nah, see, I'm about to age myself because you don't know about this, bro. You've never had to, like, you know, have blisters on the side of your fingers, bro, for success in video games. You don't know nothing about that, bro.
No.
My finger's still blistered.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? That's like first generation Nintendo blisters right there from track and field back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because you had the A button in order to run. You know, you couldn't do this fast enough with both fingers.
Yeah.
Right, you couldn't do that. So what you had to do is you had to hold the controller like this and just use like this.
Yeah.
Right? You got blisters all summer, dude. Blisters all summer.
That's crazy.
We're trying to break the 100 record. This is crazy.
Yeah, trying to break the video game.
Yeah.
Man. It was something about breaking
my
that.
My finger's still a little rough right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So, oh man, yeah, Roger Blackman. He says, yeah, track and field. And I got Greg. He said he remembers that dunk contest, man. Yeah, and you know what? Sensational, you're right. Shout out from you out there in the desert. It's going to be PS5 because NCAA is coming back. Yeah, I think that PS5, because of NCAA, might just take off. It might take off. Yeah, heck yeah. Yo, sensational. What's the special drink you're making this weekend? I know you have a specialized drink ready for the weekend.
Yeah, what
you know, sensational. He's a day one, and you know, he's a mixologist, if you will. I wonder what drink he has for Irish fans waiting out there in the desert. Oh man, this is crazy. You see the games they put in the chat, bro? It's for the Culture Friday, so
Duck Hunt, good one. 007, good one.
Oh, 007 series was fantastic.
Street Fighter, I had Street Fighter. What system was that on? The one with the game cartridges.
Ooh, Sega Genesis had the cartridge.
Yes,
that you put in. That's when Madden jumped off.
Yes, I had the game cartridges.
And the Sega Genesis. Yeah.
Not the Nintendo 64, the other ones.
Now, it's so funny because I was a Sony guy. My missus was a Nintendo. So she loved like the little racing games. I think the first Star Wars,
Mario Kart,
Phantom Menace, Mario Kart, all that stuff. Yeah. She to this day she loves that stuff. So
Super Smash Bros.
Yeah. What was the other one? That was like a big hit once. I'll never forget this game. Sonic.
Oh man.
When Sonic first came out, everybody.
Genesis. Yeah.
Everybody was on Sonic. Oh man, this is a Jeff Bryant. Thank you. RBI baseball. And there was a game called Bases Loaded as well on Nintendo.
Never been a fan of baseball video games. I don't know what it's been.
The series they have now is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That MLB series is pretty amazing. I have to admit it.
But it's like you play in parts. It's not like free flowing like a Madden or a 2K is. You got to sit there, hit the ball, but then it's just different. I feel like it's slower than like a FIFA or like other games.
Yo, shout out to our guy Timmy NASCAR 28. Yes, I remember ColecoVision. Zaxxon, definitely. Zaxxon is kind of like, excuse me, I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, Zaxxon is similar to like Galaga that type of game, if I'm not mistaken. I think Zach's son had like the little disc though, or something like that. Yeah, MLB The Show is fire. It's fire. All right, let's get to our predictions, bro. As for the Culture Friday, we'll be dropping the link for the studio soon. For any and every question that you might have, what's your prediction for this game?
I got us 41-21 running away with it.
41-21, bro?
Yeah. I got on the BYU podcast right before this, and they were saying how Max Hall and all those receivers against the 94th secondary percentage was going to this, that, and the third, as if I was worried. So I said, you know what? I believe we'll score a lot of points, and we'll shut down those receivers with our secondary with those young guys. So I'm going 41-21.
They're talking like they have like Ohio State's wide receivers, bro.
Yeah, I had to make sure they knew. I was like, listen, we held Ohio State.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you talked to a BYU show today, and these cats wanted to point out analytics.
Yeah, as if they was finna be throwing all over us, and if I was worried, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not worried. We got young guys that are young and old balling right now in the secondary, and we held Ohio State's receiver core to 21 points, and y'all not Ohio State's receiver core. So I don't want to hear all these numbers that y'all trying to boost up in the game. Like, come on now.
Once again, this Saturday night, prime time, out in the desert, Allegiant Stadium, number 16 BYU, Notre Dame. BYU comes into the game 3-1, Notre Dame 2-2. Their resume is bolstered by their win at home over Baylor. And Baylor, I think, has played below expectations, in my opinion. But with that being said, of course, Notre Dame's 2-2, and there's no way to trend but up for Notre Dame after losing to Marshall. That is like definitely bottom. So with all of that being said, we make sure that we think about this game in the sense of two things, right? Because even though I don't have a 20-point win, there's going to be two things. One, the continuing dominance of the offensive line in the run game, and Drew Pine not feeling like, or Tommy Reese not feeling like he has to put Drew Pine in an arms war with Hall from BYU. Like, we asked Drew Pine to put up 220 and a couple of touchdowns against North Carolina. He put up 286. I don't need Tommy thinking, man, 14 more yards, I can get Drew to 300. No. We don't need that. So my score is 31-21.
Okay.
With a late touchdown by BYU.
Oh, okay.
A late touchdown by BYU makes it 31-21.
Okay.
But Notre Dame always will come back post game and say Notre Dame scored. You said 41, right?
Yeah, I gave him 10 plus. So, just off of that comment though, because
for you, we'll come back and say Notre Dame put up 41, but they really could have scored 50. And based upon my predictions, I'll come back and say Notre Dame scored 31, but they really should have scored 45. Like, Notre Dame always finds a way not to max out what they should be doing offensively, some way, form, or fashion. So I see a double-digit win. 3.5 points. If that's it, I'm not a betting man like that. Give away the 3.5. Go ahead. Because I really think if Notre Dame, I don't think this Jacob Lacy thing is really going to impact them like that. I think some young guys are going to be excited. They're going to get reps. I heard their coach at his press conference this week basically say, yo, we can't get off the field on third downs. That's not good. That's not good.
Be a tough day for you, I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
right. Because if you can't get off the field on third downs against Notre Dame, that means your offense is on the side of on the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
They're not scoring points. And then if Notre Dame is able to get stops, we're putting that same defense right back on the field.
That's right.
And you don't have the same depth as Notre Dame. So,
And that's where we're going to win the game. Late.
So Lucky Lefty podcast. And I blame Notre Dame. I blame Notre Dame for those guys that brought you on this show and fed you all of those numbers. I blame Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame is making people feel like they're on the same level.
And we tend to do that. And we
that Marshall game has teams like BYU and their fans thinking, you know what? We're just as good as them. It's like, okay, we shall see.
And they said they played there before, and that how Notre Dame held most 75% of the tickets. So they already got their excuses, built in. I can see already.
Wait a minute. They said Notre Dame held 75% of the tickets.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, it must be a home game because y'all played there before. He was like, yeah, but Notre Dame held all the tickets.
Yeah, so, first of all, it's not a home game for BYU. Secondly, the field and end zones literally say Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The north end zone says Notre Dame. The south end zone literally says Fighting Irish. Like, what are you talking about? Notre Dame should hold the vast majority of the tickets.
Yeah, that's right.
They should. So bring your little 25% up. Take this beating like Jordan Poole took that lead right.
Yeah. I mean, and that was the most petty thing I've ever seen.
It made it. Wait a minute. The video made it worse.
The video made it worse.
Petty train.
Yeah. The video made it worse because it just made Draymond look so weak.
Yeah.
It was like, man, that ain't no Michael Jordan moment, dude. There ain't no Michael Jordan. Y'all playing sorry. He just can't, he's competitive, this and that. That was some like, man, he probably said a good joke and you trying to be Billy Badass and Jordan Poole not really trying to give you no attention. And then you walk up on him. What are you supposed to do?
Hey,
of course he's going to push you. What do you mean?
You can tell Jordan Poole is not from the streets, though.
Yeah, of course not. He wasn't trying to entertain that.
Yo, anytime you push somebody, your hands go like this. Anytime you push a dude up off you, hey.
Yeah, it's time to go.
You're immediately in defense mode. When you start pushing off and then you just turn your head like this, like I dare you to punch me. Okay.
Yeah. And Draymond,
all right.
Draymond just is crazy.
Flatline.
I mean, if you gonna push it, I mean, he probably was like, man, all right, bro, watch out, bro. And Draymond is like, once he pushes, Draymond embarrassed. I'm the vet. I can't be getting pushed like that. It just made it back, and Jordan Poole wasn't looking. He was like, man, whatever, dude. And dude just, I'm talking about hit him like he was in the club. He didn't hit him like he was his teammate. He hit him like he was in the club.
You know what the best part of the video was? Amidst all the chaos, Steph and Clay didn't move an inch. They kept looking the other way like, hey, man.
Hey.
We told you to shut up.
Yeah, look. But that's he the enforcer, Jordan Poole trying to move his way into the Splash Bros and Draymond the gatekeeper said, no.
So
calm down.
Let me ask you a question. This is perfect. You think the Jacob Lacy situation, do you think it can be reversed? Do you think he feels like, or should he just go ahead and just continue to make the business move?
I mean, once you're doing it, you might as well go ahead. I think if you allow them to have the leverage of convincing you to stay, they can do whatever they want. then you really gonna be upset and really want to be saying X, Y, Z. So, you know, it
Okay.
is what it is.
So do you think Jordan Poole can stay, or does he have to ask for a trade?
Jordan Poole just got paid. He's just worried about his thing. I mean, it's tough because Draymond has value that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but you need it to win.
Yeah.
Poole has got stat sheet, and you just paid him, so you just got to make it work, just like they're doing in LA.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Crossroad. Crossroad game. Let's talk about it, Left, before we get out of here. It's a crossroad game for this season. It could be a crossroad game early on in the tenure of Marcus Freeman. How important is this matchup against BYU? Short term, big picture.
Short term, I think it'd be good to get back with a good victory like we left off before the bye week. Long term, I think it just adds on to the tradition of us whooping up on teams in the Shamrock. I mean, we're 10-0 right now in the Shamrock. We're not looking for that to change. No, we're or 9-1, right? What are we in
Yeah.
the Shamrock?
Yeah.
9-1. We're looking to continue that. And I think it's a good series to continue to show the drip of what Notre Dame can bring. I think Marcus Freeman was right about bringing in some of these new jerseys more than once. We got the availability for it.
You know what? I think it's a crossroad game in the sense of you don't have the Marshall loss is all you can take.
All you can take.
That's all you can take. You got that loss, that awful loss on your resume. I know BYU is ranked 16th, but if you do what you're supposed to do and expect it to do, you're going into this game ranked higher than BYU.
Yes.
Facts. The only reason why you're not ranked higher than BYU is because you just flat out wet the bed in the fourth quarter against Marshall. Right. And played an awful game from beginning to end. Just period. So I think you said early in the week, your worry on a scale of 1 to 10, you were like at a 3 with this game. And for me, I might have gone up to a 4. But it's like, yo, we've been saying it. This season is all about Notre Dame. It's about Notre Dame now, like, and who they become and whether or not they get better.
Yeah, whether or not they get better.
And whether or not they can be what they should have been from the jump and what was expected of them. I don't think anybody expected them to be national title contenders, legit national title contenders, but you did expect them to be in the NY6 bowl game and win 10 games.
That's right. I expected that for sure.
Yeah. And in order to do that, you got to run the table. Right? So your margin for error is gone. Right? You expected to go into November with 1 loss or either undefeated. Your margin for error is gone. And now is it. So for me, it's a huge, every game from now on until you get to Clemson is a crossroads game.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to take any steps back. You just don't. So, yeah. I think that's the way it goes. We'll see. He says BYU 24, ND 21. That's the thing. Like, BYU is averaging 34. They're not putting up 34 points. That's not happening. Sensational says 27-17 Notre Dame. I think I had 31-21. You had Notre Dame putting up 41 points, right, bro?
Got to put up 41. That's just a 10-point boost after that interview. Because I had 31-21 too.
You know what? I've come to this point. And understand when I say this, Left. Because I'm about to say something around the subject of 15 that some people might not like, but I hope people understand. Because we've been talking about this season is about Notre Dame, right? Let me be clear. At this point, I want 15 to have 15 to 20 snaps, minimum. And that's without injury, having to be the motivation for him getting these snaps. But I'm going to stand 10 toes down and say this. I don't give a darn if 15 doesn't see the field. Notre Dame still should kick their butts.
That's
like
right.
15 is a totally different issue. 15, man, they should still be 3-1 without 15 seeing the field.
That's right.
They should run the table in October if 15 doesn't see the field. 15 ain't that much of an impact on their winning and losing in the month of October.
Right.
Bigger issues. That's a separate issue when it comes to them winning games. They are better than every team on their schedule if they play the way they're supposed to play collectively. Yeah. So, once again, people tried to make Drew Pine and him being the starting quarterback the reason why they started winning games. Stop. He's not the reason. Tobias Merriweather is not about to be the reason they win games in October. He's not. It's a separate issue. It's a totally separate issue. It's an awful issue to have to talk about, but it's a totally separate issue.
Totally separate issue.
Now, if you want to talk about putting them on the field against Ohio State to give Ohio State something to think about, that's a totally different conversation. Does he need to be on the field against Clemson and USC? Totally different conversation.
Yeah.
But for BYU, Stanford, UNLV, and Syracuse, then I'm not getting caught up in 15.
No.
The players that have been playing need to step up and play to their level or either exceed expectations, and Notre Dame will win games. Just period. Period. And all that other rep stuff for 15, I know people might not like to hear it. Dude, there are other talented players on Notre Dame's roster besides 15 that can win games.
Even in the position room.
Especially against this October schedule.
Yeah.
So if you ask me, would you like to see this team get better and improve, or would you like to see 15 get snaps?
Yeah.
15 can stay there on the sideline if this team is going to get better. This offensive line is going to become dominant. This defensive line is going to start creating turnovers, picking up sacks, more hurries. The defensive backfield and the youngsters are playing better as they get more experience. And we start to see guys like Prince Colley come on and the collective gets better. I'll take that over Tobias Merriweather getting snaps. That's me personally. That's me personally. Win games, dog. Get better as a team. Because getting one player reps does not mean that the team collectively is going to play better.
That's right.
The bigger issue is about this team as a whole getting better and getting to a level collectively that they need to be at when November 5th rolls around on that calendar. Because I don't care who's playing wide receiver if they're at the same level as a team as they are today on November 5th. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge problem. I'm not saying it's not an issue. I started the conversation by saying, look, he should have played against Ohio State, in my opinion. He should be playing. But I'm continuing to say there are much bigger issues that have more weight as far as Notre Dame winning games and getting big wins in November. Those are my concerns.
Yeah.
In the immediate. Everything else is just icing on the cake. That offensive line, that defensive line, those are the ingredients.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than having good icing and a terrible dry, terrible tasting cake. Cake is awful, but the decorations are nice. And at this point, Tobias Merriweather would be beautiful decorations and beautiful icing on an average cake.
Mm.
I don't want that. Give me some good cake. And just some regular icing. You know, our grandma used to make the chocolate cake. I don't need no letters. I don't need my name on it. I don't need none of that. No candles. No. Good cake, and you can just put the regular icing on it. Fire. Eat it all Christmas break. Eat it all Christmas break, boy. That's when you're having cake for breakfast, lunch. You just going there cutting slices all day. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in this program. And as much as we want to clamor for that icing, the cake is just all right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It'll survive at the cookout.
It'll survive at the cookout. Oh man, Lucky Lefty podcast. What you got left?
Big game tonight. Playing a playoff type of game in the division. Come out with a victory versus the Milliken Rams.
What's that first 15 looking like?
Real deadly.
What you going? You spreading them out left? You spreading them out tonight?
I'll give you a little secret. We going all empty, but we motioning the different things. They don't adjust the motion. We're going to take advantage of it.
So you're going empty. You might motion the back into the backfield.
Back in the backfield, we're going to have him fly. We're going to have him go run routes. We're going to have a bunch of switches and swaps and all type of spots. It's going to be great. Offensive play calling at an elite level right now. Looking to put up a lot of points, man. We got to win.
Hey, man. Lucky Lefty podcast. So, oh, man. I was thinking of whether or not I even wanted to show this video, bro. I know multiple people. You know what? Let's get to it.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Petty Junction, petty stories of the day. Somebody said this something of Team Petty featuring and brought to you by Onora Whisky. OnoraWhisky.com and premium American whiskey at OnoraWhisky.com. Oh boy. So yeah, man. Draymond Green back on the petty train. We put him on the petty train when the news broke the other day. I'm gonna be honest, Lev. I had no clue. Absolutely no clue the levels foolishness that we were gonna get. That boy head hit the mat, bro. He caught that dude so solid, his head his head hit the mat left.
Draymond's so petty. Why would you do that? Because it couldn't have been that serious, dude.
Dude. You know what else is petty? Whatever intern from the Warriors leaked at the TMZ.
Yeah.
Super
That's not supposed to get out. That's some crazy.
Bro. Super petty.
It was such a hot topic. TMZ probably paid some money for it. But Draymond, come on, bro.
I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it because you'll never get another job in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah, definitely fired.
You'll never get another job in the NBA, my friend, whoever leaked that.
It's too egregious. It's like, oh my God.
Lesson learned. I don't care how much money you got. You're still a man. Y'all want to talk about Chris Rock? You don't get to push cats and not put your hands up. You use that money and go buy something to ice your jaw and your eye.
And buy some hands next time.
Yeah.
Because how you go back to practice the next day? You got to fight him just on principle of being like, okay, I got to fight you because I'm going to be here.
Wait a minute. You think he wants another beating?
He caught him when he wasn't looking. It's just like,
and the outcome is not going to be different. It don't matter if he was looking.
Yeah, it don't matter, but crazy.
You remember that picture that cat when he hit a 3-point play and he was on the floor looking in the camera? It was a picture of him last season, Jordan Poole, and his eyes kind of crossed in the picture. It made me think about that picture. You remember when what was that? Rush Hour 2? When he went upstairs and Chris Tucker was like, which one of y'all hit me?
Yeah, he said, me.
That's Jordan Poole when he was looking up.
Yeah, it looked like,
which one of y'all hit me? Lucky Lefty podcast, yo. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Get this dub in the desert.
That's right.
The league might be hitting us. I don't know where he's going to be. He might be live and in color in between Notre Dame alums.
That's right.
Big crowd behind him.
That's right.
Post game is going to be lit.
It'll be lit.
It's going to be lit. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Friday. Most of all, make sure that you spend it different. Go Irish.